Anyway, if you're new to the show, Mary Jane is a holistic intuitive. She has an office in Issaquah, Washington. She's been there since 1992. She does the TAP system, the accelerated performance system. Muscle tests the body, finds out where your deficiencies are, recommends a whole food nutrition product, which gets into your body, repairs it, supports it, and brings you back into balance. But not also does she do nutrition. She does CRT, NET, and I think those are NET, neuroemotional technique, CRT, cranial release technique, which are awesome.
Light technology?
Light technology. And I would like to say Mary Jane did offer her radio viewers a very special offer during the holidays. Special. And I just want to say congratulations to all of those who actually took advantage of that. You are on your way to wellness, emotionally, spiritually, physically. So congratulations. You've got a wonderful coach. And I can say that because she is my mom and she's pretty awesome. So today we're talking about brain-based wellness and how you can achieve it. Last month we talked about the effects of chronic stress on your brain. So we're switching it up and talking about brain-based wellness and how you can achieve it. And I can't wait to hear how we can have this happen. If you have a question for Mary Jane, don't hesitate to give us a call at 1-800-930-2819. That's 1-800-930-2819. And the only reason I was laughing about the topic is I asked previously what our show topic was, and Mom said, "Oh, you're going to love it." And then she told me the topic. I said, "I don't know, Mary Jane, about this topic." So I'm going to let her run this show from here. All right, Mary Jane, let's talk about this brain-based wellness. I want to achieve it.
You're on your way, Nancy.
I hope
You're on
so.
your way. Well, today the buzzword is brain-based wellness. Or brain-based issues, brain-based stress. Everything is the research and the latest technology is talking about how you treat the brain. And when the brain is under stress, that's your major causes of emotional, physical, structural, all your other issues. So there's, and by working on the brain, you can relieve that stress in the body, and it's like you start there. It's like going to the core of what the issue is. So an example would be,
I can't wait.
if your brain is stressed or out of balance, well, if you, I do cranial release techniques. So some of the things that I look for is if you look at someone, and you could do this by looking in the mirror. Look in the mirror and look at your ear level. See if one ear is lower than the other ear. Or you could look at your shoulders. Is one shoulder higher or lower than the other? But if you just look at your face, often if you divide your face in half, down the middle, and look at your eyes and see if one eye is smaller or one eye is back more, if your cheekbones are off a little bit, you will definitely see a difference from one side to the other. In the mouth could be different. And what that means is your cranial bones from the time you're born, and especially through birth, that helps your cranial bones get into rhythm. Your cranial bones have a rhythm, and they actually all move. They expand and go up and down. And when your cranial bones are in that rhythm, it's pumping the spinal fluid up and down your spine. So now that is what keeps you in balance. So when your cranial bones are jammed, now that can be from birth, because I work on babies often doing cranial release. It can be from birth, especially if it's a C-section baby. They don't have that, as the mother is delivering, that rhythm that's pumping the head to help get that in rhythm. So it can happen from birth. It can happen from trauma, from injury. And it's, people think when babies are born, they're just perfect. They don't have any issues.
Well, they're perfect on the outside.
Yeah. but they, like if you're a chiropractor or you do body work like Feldenkrais, those people work on those babies immediately. And if you go to a chiropractor, usually you take your baby to the chiropractor immediately to get the baby off to a good start, because what they're doing is working on that spine and the cranial bones to get everything in rhythm and in balance so the body can work. Now, if you're out of balance, think about you're looking in the mirror and your cranial, you're looking at your eyes and one's higher than the other or back. You could definitely see a difference. It's not something that's that you got to look for or figure out.
I don't know. I'm confused. As she's talking to everyone out there, she's staring at me. She's looking. She's talking about the eyes, the mouth, and now I'm starting to get self-conscious.
No,
am I crooked?
You have had, Nancy, you've had cranial release technique done on you for a very long time, so you're totally in balance. And you're very, very healthy, extremely healthy. Now, when those cranial bones are off, I want you to visualize that. So your nose and, look at your head, and if your head is out of balance, think about like a stick figure, you might say. So your head is out of balance. One side of your brain is lower than the other. Well, now that side of your body is out of balance. And so now that changes the function of those organs. Because if your spine and your cranial bones are off, then you're off all the way down. So your spine, all those nerves go to your organs and help your organs function. If they're not lined up, you're not going to function as well as you could.
Okay.
So that's just a simple explanation to talk about, because if there's stress on the brain, it can cause that. It could be an injury. It could be any kind of trauma. It could be an emotional trauma, chemical. It's many things that can cause it. It could be stress from family, a divorce, whatever it is. Now you set your body in motion, and when that's not corrected, you never get back to 100% feeling good, and then you start to create symptoms.
Well, yeah, I think under stress, you're tense, so then your body becomes somewhat rigid with that stress, and then you're holding on to it even though you think you're relaxing. So I can see how that.
Well, and if you're not functioning, then you could be depressed. You could have gallbladder issues, digestive issues. When you have things that don't get resolved, besides, what we look at is we look at the nutrition of the body, but I'm also looking at the emotional and the physical, the structural. So if you don't correct the whole package, it takes, you can get results, it takes longer. So, but what we like to do is look at what it is, put the package together, what's going to set you on the right track to get you there as quickly as possible.
Okay, and some of those common stress indicators are sleep difficulties.
So that's a big one. Sleeping, that's a huge one. Just fatigue, anxiety, memory, and these are things I hear every day.
Well, I know the sleep difficulties. Sometimes when I can't sleep, my mind is just like racing. It's like you can't turn it off.
Can't turn it off.
But I know how to turn it off because I have the proper nutrition to turn it off. But there's nothing more frustrating than laying in bed feeling extremely exhausted, but that brain just keeps going and going and going, and it doesn't allow you to sleep.
Yeah. However, you first have to be in balance. You have to look at, when you get fine-tuned, you keep fine-tuning the amount of nutrition, but you're looking at what stress is, what's going on with you. What's causing that brain to be running like crazy? So it's a matter of, thinking a little. You could be worried about something. You could have worried about the snow and being able to get your coffee the next morning. It's all relative.
You looked at me on that one as well.
It's all relative. Yeah, it's all relative what's going on. And today, everybody's under stress, one sort or the other. Whether it's the kids in school, work, people at work, family, it just goes on. But it's about how you handle that stress and what are you going to do to change how you internalize it.
All right. And our brain plays a huge part in that. If you have a question for Mary Jane, give us a call at 1-800-930-2819. Time for us to take a short break. You're listening to Mary Jane Mack Show on Transformation Talk Radio. We'll catch you on the other side. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the Mary Jane Mack Show on Transformation Talk
It's a
Radio.
little change up for you for your normal country intro, but I went with the hip hop version of Lupe Fiasco and Jill Scott because it was daydreaming, and you were kind of talking about that on the
yeah.
previous segment. Yeah,
There you go. No, I'm kind of a, yeah.
not about dropping mic lyrics and stuff like that. Which I mean, I'm sure you're all about there, Nancy.
Well, it could be. Maybe not. I was kind of getting into it.
Everyone could see it.
I had that. Yeah, everybody.
All right.
I know.
Okay.
This is supposed to be radio, not TV.
Oh, this is 2020. This is 2020 now.
It's okay. We're just going to move on.
Alrighty.
All right. We're talking about how you can change your brain. Obviously, brain-based wellness. Oh, that's right. Retrain. We're retraining our brain. Brain-based wellness and how you can achieve it. So we did the find your person that you want to be.
Well,
or you look up to.
Okay, so now you're physically. First of all, you're physically, mentally, you're healthy. You're ready to go, because when you're not healthy, it's very difficult to get to this point. Your vibration is low, and you're just feeling sorry for yourself, and you just can't get out of the rut.
A pity party.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. You've got to be healthy in every way in order to achieve what you want.
I liked what you said about how's that working for you. So you've got the people who maybe do their cleanses once every, I don't know, quarter or once a year. You feel good, but eventually things just don't get better. You may feel good, but you're still not better. You're not going to the next step.
I hear that and see that all the time. When you come in, again, when you do cleanses and you do different programs and you avoid all the foods and you feel good, that doesn't mean you've taken care of what the issue is. You've just taken care of everything that's going to stir you up. So if you don't take care of what the issue is, you still never really get better.
Well, no, because who wants to go around eventually cutting everything out of their diet that you enjoy eating just because it bothers you? There's a reason it bothers you.
Yeah. So again, we want to, the brain-based wellness is all about having a healthy body, healthy brain, so you can live the life you're meant to be. God put you on this planet because he thought you were special and worth it. Now, what are you going to do with it?
What's your purpose?
What's your purpose?
And that is the $1 million question. We're all here for our purpose.
Exactly.
Whatever that may be. And I'm always like, I still don't know what mine is, so don't. I'm sure there's a lot of people that don't know what theirs is. But I'm working on it. I want to find my purpose. What is my purpose here?
Well, it could be different purposes. You could be here and live through certain things and have a purpose doing that. But there may be more for you. So it's not like being a mom and taking care of your kids. That was your purpose at one time. Doesn't mean that as those kids get older, there's not something else for you to do.
What's your next purpose?
So it's multiple. It's layers. It's always layers. When you were young, like for me, I was in the hospital. I worked in the hospital. I was an RN. So I did that.
But you were one of those lucky people, because there are a lot of people who actually know what they want to do. And then there's those of us, myself included, going, through high school. I had no idea. Well, I had a couple ideas of what I wanted to do. But you knew what you wanted to do.
But at the time, I knew, but I didn't really know the possibilities. I had no idea of how big this could be or how much it would mean and all that I did and how it affected my life. And so it's about that's what I'm talking about. That this is a program of what we're talking about today is training and waking up your brain to the possibilities of what it is, what your purpose is. And when you work at it, you will gradually develop that and it will come to you. You want to be clear so if you can see it and believe it, and it's like an Olympic athlete. They see it, they believe it, they taste it, they feel it, they know what it's like, and they never think of anything but. That's what you have to do. And if you don't know what it is, again, you think of how it feels. How
That's
does
right.
it feel?
You have to feel it before you can.
Yeah, it's like
You
it
can live
feels
it.
exciting. It makes you happy. You feel the passion.
You're light.
Yeah,
you're not heavy
you're
and
like,
bogged down.
It's like, oh my gosh, your energy is just bursting, your vibration. So it's a different feeling. And that's what you're looking for. And that's what I'm talking about today. It doesn't matter where you're at. If you work on it or when you work on it, you will develop it. And if you continue to work on it, it will come to you. If you just kind of play with it and let it go and don't follow through, it's not going to happen. You have to be persistent. You have to believe. You have to see it. It has to be your passion, what you're going to do, how you're going to do it.
But it has to be fun. It can't be
Well,
work.
of course. Of
so,
course.
yeah. So make it fun. Don't make it
I say make it a game. Make it a fun game so that you're not working so hard at it.
because it should all if that's what you're supposed to do, the universe will allow everything to fall into place so it just happens seamlessly and effortlessly.
Exactly. And if you get rejected
Or redirected.
it's okay. Sometimes when people get things fall apart, it's like be thankful
For a
it's
reason.
The universe telling you, guiding you in a different direction. It's like the other day somebody told me they got fired, and I just chuckled because this person didn't like the job. She was planning on leaving anyway in February, and she had another career she wanted to do, and she's basically an artist. And so she was excited about doing that, and I chuckled because it was
Well,
the universe was guiding her, and she wouldn't have quit. So the universe pushed her out so she could do what she needs to do.
Well, yeah, you had said she was thinking about quitting maybe in February, but the universe was like, nope, we're going to make this happen for you a lot sooner. So now she's open to all the possibilities that'll be coming to her.
And she's very excited. We went over things, and she's very excited, and I'm going to help her with guiding her. I could muscle test her plan and what she wants to do, so that's all part of the program. So we help you to be clear with the muscle testing on what it is you're going to do. So it's not like you're out in the cold. We kind of cut to the chase and say, well, this is probably going to work better for you than this because it scores better. It makes you strong. So again, it's fun. And if you're afraid and their fear sets in, that's a good thing. It's really good when you feel the fear. It's like when I've taught you talk to any speaker before you go on stage, the best speakers, they get fearful or nervous. And once they're on the stage, well, everything flows. But that's a normal when you're moving forward and you're
Pushing
in the groove.
yourself.
You're in the groove. So it's a good thing.
So-
Life is exciting. It's like it doesn't have to be so blah. And this could be in little things. It could be in big things. It's all, what do you want in your life?
We want it all. We want it all. I just noticed, embrace change, continue to be an enthusiastic student. Now, there are some of us who do not like change. I am one of those people. Not a big change person for certain things.
But if you don't change, you don't grow.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So now I'm more open to change. I'm more open to my purposeful life. But yeah, it's about being open to receive all the great things that
Yeah.
are
And
coming
when
your
you're
way.
if things you're doing are rejected or not accepted, you just say next. You just move on. It's like that when anybody is saying no and it's something you believe in, it's just not what you're supposed to do.
Oh, what do they say? You get 200 no's before
Exactly.
200 no's before you get a yes.
You got to go with your passion. If it's your passion, you believe in it and you just keep going.
And things will just fall into place. But it's that positive mental attitude. It's your body being in balance, your structure being in balance, your emotional stuff getting taken care of. And with the NET, it's kind of once you get the NET, the neuroemotional technique done, it's like acknowledging the emotions. So therefore, once you acknowledge it, it's now being released
Yeah,
instead
you could let
instead
it
of
go.
staying stuck.
And it's again, if you're in a low frequency, a low vibration, not healthy, it's just not going to happen. So I look at Olympic athletes. That's what I always say. Look at people who are successful. When you look at them, they're pretty vibrant. They're pretty exciting. I mean, they have energy. That's what it takes. Need to have energy in order to change.
We like it. All right, so brain-based wellness
So
and how you
that-
can achieve it.
Yeah, well, and that's when you have energy, think about your brain. Your brain is happy. I look at it as your heart is your main battery. Your heart is your main battery and your brain is your second battery. If your brain is low, it will affect your heart energy. If your heart energy is low, that doesn't mean disease, that means energy. Then your brain is going to be low. So they both have to be balanced in order for you to be the best you can be. And that's what's fun. It's like when you're looking at a total, visualize yourself as a total whole human being, not in pieces, not like a gallbladder person or a structural. It's like pulling all those things together so that everything operates just like a fine-tuned sports car.
Well, every night before I go to bed, I'm like, okay, I'm going to wake up. I'm going to be full of energy. I'm going to be ready to go. It's going to be a great day. So I always set it up the night before. And once again, time for us to take a short break. You are listening to the Mary Jane Mack Show on Transformation Talk Radio. We'll catch you on the other side. There was no cheer dancing to that, Benny. What's up?
It's all about Change by Blind Melon.
Oh.
It's a good song, actually.
No, I'm sure it's a great song. I just
a
you
whole
know,
band like that.
there was like, no.
Just kidding. It's
Great
totally
band,
fine.
great song. No, there was just no, bebop. Yeah,
I will pick it up for next episode.
Thank you.
My apologies.
That's-
I accept full responsibility.
that's fine. Okay, you're listening to the Mary Jane Mack Show, not the Nancy and Benny Show on Transformation Talk Radio.
Yeah, bring Mary Jane.
And let me just get this out. If you'd like to make an appointment with Mary Jane, give her office a call at 888-777-4232. That's 888-777-4232. She is here for you. And I am happy to say I am glad she is here for me too. Because over the years, I've had my fair share of issues. But
Everybody has issues.
Everybody's got a story.
Everybody has issues.
everybody's got a story.
It's not wherever you are. There's no right or wrong.
There's no judging.
Everybody has something.
Yes, there's no judging. There's no judging.
Yeah, and you have to start somewhere. And the biggest thing is it's not that difficult to change it. Just make up your mind. Are you happy living the way you live? Then that's okay. If you want to live a better life, that could be anything that you want to live. And why not? If you got to be here, why not have fun and
Make the most
do
of it.
things that you like?
Yeah, I love that this time of year because you have all the gym memberships. 20 cents down, $10 a month. Now, what does that say?
That means Peloton is doing a good job selling their bike. That's what that means.
20
Yeah.
cents down. Yeah, but you can't afford a Peloton. You can't afford to go to the gym. Everybody can walk.
Yeah.
Everybody lives
yeah.
near a mall. Everybody can go inside and walk when the weather's bad.
And it doesn't have to, if you listen to a lot of the big guru speakers out there, it doesn't have to be a lot. You exercise bands. You start simple. It's just like meditating, whether it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever you can do, it's better than nothing.
Exactly.
So start somewhere and make it fun. There's no right or wrong. What these techniques we've talked about is to retrain your brain and change the negative talk and give yourself some positive feedback so you take the stress off your body. And then you will have a healthy, feel better life. And you'll learn how to handle the stress. Instead of it knocking you down, you'll know when it comes along and you think, aha, wait a minute, I got to get on track here.
Also, it's how we react to things. So
Well-
if you don't react, it maybe changes your. And Jeff Haller has helped with that, with me.
Jeff
Obviously-
Haller does Feldenkrais.
Feldenkrais. So I there's times when I'll be on my way to an appointment, traffic's all backed up, I'll start to find myself get a little agitated, and then all of a sudden I just remember. I take a deep breath. There's nothing I can do. I'm gonna get there when I get there. I've done my best, so I'm just gonna take that breath, relax, and go with the flow.
Exactly.
So just looking at things a little bit differently.
And remember again, I can't emphasize enough, what you're doing, how you're repeating your story, how you repeat what's wrong with you, how you repeat your drama. How's that working for you? Just think if you told yourself good things and the changes that you could make. So make it a game and don't be hard on yourself. It's just kind of see where you're going, think about where you're going and where you want to be.
Exactly. I find that we are so critical of ourselves, but yet a lot of us are able to give compliments to loved ones, friends, whatever. Why don't we try turning those compliments onto ourselves and being a little kinder to ourselves and not so critical of everything we do?
And stop making excuses. You know, there's I'm going to start next week. I'm going to start the keto as soon as I get through with all these parties. I'm going to stop making excuses and start making some changes. It doesn't mean you have to be perfect, but unless you start, there's always tomorrow where you're going to begin, and it usually doesn't happen.
Oh, you got we've talked about this so many times. Start with making one change, whether that's a journal, whether that's a gratitude journal where you write down 3 things that were good in that day, 3 things you're thankful for. Write down 3 things you like about yourself. Write down 3 things that maybe you want to do, and then you can gradually add to that. If you find 3 things is too hard, start with 1. At least you're starting somewhere. And then instead of, if you do 3 things one day, maybe the next day there might be 4 or there might be 2, but reinforcing and repeating will only make it better.
Remember, you can have the whole package. Just give us a call, and I can put a program together for you to make a difference, and it would be a new year and a new you.
And isn't that what everybody wants usually in the new year? I think everybody wants it. People just don't know how to achieve it.
Exactly,
So
yeah.
I think with Mary Jane, I know you can achieve it because I know obviously what she does. And it's been since 1992. So I've had a lot of exposure and I've had a lot of change physically and emotionally in my body. So it's a good thing. It's a good thing.
Well,
Do something good for yourself.
Exactly. And right now, there's so much good research and so much new material, and I keep up on all that data and what's going to work for you and what the possibilities are for change. So we're right at the state of the art with what's going on, and happy to make sure that you're part of that.
Well, the other thing I'd like to say, if you do want to experience CRT or NET, the neuroemotional technique or the cranial technique, you can just call Mary Jane for that. That's a start. Get those cranial bones lined up and in focus. See how it feels. Call the office, get the appointment for the CRT, see how it feels. Maybe after that, you're thinking, feeling good, it's working. think I'm going to see where my body's at. What kind of nutrition do I need, possibly?
Well, and I'm one of the only people, I think, in the Northwest that does the CRTs.
I'm telling you, it takes a minute to get this treatment done. Super easy, doesn't hurt, and it feels
and you can
really
look up,
good.
You can look cranial release technique, Bill Duresti on the internet, and he has some good information there. All right. So it's exciting, the new year, and because everybody's talking about the brain-based wellness or brain-based neurology.
I haven't heard about that myself.
Yeah,
apparently Mary Jane said it's happening.
It is the buzzword. So I want us to talk about we talked about the things that you could do to change that, but these are some major things to retrain your brain and get on track and move forward and have a great life.
Now, if you would like to make an appointment with Mary Jane, give our office a call at 888-777-4232. Rhonda's in the office. If she does not answer the phone, that just means she's on the line with the client at the time. So leave a message and she will return your call. I'd like to thank everybody for listening to the Mary Jane Mack Show on Transformation Talk Radio. We had a great time. Hope everybody has a great month and have a great day.
Look forward to next time.